Hey everyone! Fable, stop scratching! Stop it! I get asked this question a lot. What's the best protein powder for me? Well, the short answer is yes. However, it totally depends on what you're using it for. Context is very important. So, let's dive into protein powders. I don't mean like literally dive into a vat of protein powder.
Stop it!
Now, there's a lot of information out there about protein supplementation. In fact, too much information. And it's hard to determine what is actually factual and what is there just to try and sell you protein powder. Now, I've gone through a lot of it over the years, and I'm just going to give you the cold hard truth, according to me. Firstly, do you even need protein powder? And the short answer is no, not necessarily. If you get enough protein from the foods you eat every day, then no, you don't need protein supplementation. However, if you want more optimal results from exercise or from a very active lifestyle, and that is repairing muscle at a more optimal rate and regrowing new muscle tissues at a more optimal rate, then yes, protein supplementation would be very helpful. Of course, every expert has their own opinion on how much protein you need per kilogram of body weight on a daily basis. And let me just amalgamate them all into one very, very simple guide. Anywhere from 1 to 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. You don't need to go any higher than this, and you can possibly afford to go a little bit lower. You don't have to be too critical about it. So, moving on. Alright, here it is, the answers you really came here for. Now, I'm going to show you a really bad example of protein powder. I'll switch over to my other screen here. Let's have a look. This is why websites need a night mode. Okay, here it is. Now, when you're looking for a protein supplement, the first place you should look is the ingredients list. Let's have a look at this one. So, the first ingredient, Milk Protein Isolate. Well, it's a bit of a change from Whey Protein Isolate. Whey Protein Isolate's better, but whatever. Maltodextrin. Now, why the hell is maltodextrin the second ingredient on the list? Maltodextrin is not a protein. It's a source of energy, and it usually comes from corn or wheat. Calcium caseinate, yeah, okay. Whey protein concentrate, yep, that's a bit better. Sodium caseinate, righto. Non-dairy creamer, sunflower oil, maltodextrin again. Sodium caseinate again. Mono and diglycerides, tocopherols. Okay, your flavors, whatever. Potassium chloride, resistant maltodextrin. MCTs. There's your whey protein isolate all the way down this far on the list. That's bad. Canola oil. Why? Magnesium oxide. Acesulfame potassium bicarbonate. Sucralose. This is a terrible ingredients list. If an ingredients list gives you a sense of dread at the thought of trying to read it, put it back on the shelf and screw your face up. Okay. I'm going to pick on Decathlon products now. No offense to Decathlon, and certainly no affiliation. Not anymore. But this is their lowest quality protein powder. Whey protein. Very simple. Down here in the ingredients list. Whey protein concentrate. Yeah, concentrate's okay. With an emulsifier, sunflower lecithin. That's fine. That just makes the protein powder mix up a bit easier in the shaker cup. Makes it less gluggy. From milk and 90%. That's a good composition for a cheap protein powder. Skimmed milk powder, more of a filler really. Now, low-fat cocoa powder. The cocoa powder is generally low-fat or hardly any. The fat from cocoa is in the cocoa butter. So that's more of an advertising gimmick, I guess. Natural flavor, well, I guess to make the cocoa taste more like chocolate, yeah, whatever. Thickener, acacia gum. Now, thickeners are more put in there to bulk up the product, and by that I mean bulk up the profit margin. So it's just a thickener, a filler. That's it. Sweetener, stevia. So sweetener is stevia. Now, stevia is good. It's a natural sweetener. And that's it. All in all, that's an acceptable protein powder. Okay, moving on to their upgraded model. Isolate whey protein. Let's see what it is. Whey Protein Isolate, 47%, and the rest is concentrate. So that's a misleading product title right there. It is not a whey protein isolate, as the name would suggest, but it is in fact a blend of isolate and concentrate. Look, that's okay, that's still a good quality protein, but it's misleading. Moving on. Skim milk powder, pretty typical filler. And look at this sweetener, sucralose. Oh, so close. Okay, here's a good one. Whey Bio Protein. Not just good because it's organic. Let me show you why. Ingredients. Whey protein concentrate, 76%. Now some might think that that's a pretty poor composition of protein within the product. But let's get real. If you want more protein in your protein shake, just add more powder to it. It's that simple. Powdered chocolate. Sugar, cocoa powder. Short and sweet. You don't need any more than that. And on top of that, grown organically. Because that's warm and fuzzy. We all love that. Okay, moving on. This right here is all I ever want in a protein powder. 100% grass-fed whey protein isolate and nothing else. No flavors, no sweeteners, no lecithin, no fillers, just nothing but protein. Why is it so hard to grasp that this is all anyone needs in a protein powder? If you want it to taste like something, mix it into the protein shaker along with it. Keep it simple. Of course, the big killer of these products is the price tag, but anyway, moving on. Now you may have noticed that I've completely dodged the question of which protein is best for you. And there's a very good reason for that. That's because for 90% of you, it doesn't matter. If you're lactose intolerant, lean more towards whey protein isolate because there's virtually no lactose in that. And the amount of lactose in whey protein concentrate is so little that most lactose intolerant people can actually tolerate it. Otherwise, egg protein or look at plant-based proteins. Obviously, if you're vegan, you want to get your protein from plant-based sources, but that's a very different game. And I can tell right now there are people probably screaming at me about another issue that I'd better address right now. I'm talking about the speed of protein absorption, also known as the post-workout window, and why for 90% of you this doesn't matter. Hear me out. The concept of the post-workout window is basically to get the body to absorb as much protein as quickly as possible so that it recovers as quickly as possible following an intense workout. And of all the proteins we ingest, whey protein is by far the fastest absorbed protein. And the more isolated it is, the faster it is absorbed by the body. Hence why whey protein isolate is probably the most popular and sought after by bodybuilders and professional athletes. Yes, chugging a quick release protein like whey protein isolate and all the effects that come with it has been shown to be beneficial to bodybuilders and professional athletes alike. Though the post-workout window is still a bit of a myth. They don't have to chug them within half an hour or even within an hour of a workout to get its full benefits. As long as they have the protein sometime after it, that's all that matters. But I digress. Here's the point I'm getting at. 90% of you or more are not training to the volume or intensity of a professional bodybuilder or athlete. And I mean that in the nicest possible way. For most of you, you're not going to notice a difference between chugging a quick release protein shake like whey protein isolate compared to other sources of protein, be it whey protein concentrate, casein, collagen, egg protein, or plant-based proteins such as pea, hemp, brown rice, etc. So if you're a casual or amateur gym junkie, fitness enthusiast, or warrior, save yourself the hassle. Pick a protein supplement that you like, whether it's the taste, how it sits on your gut, or how it sits on your conscience, and just focus on your training. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.